Hello everyone, it's Lottie from Cancer is a Lifestyle. So this morning I was trying to upload and trying to actually not even upload but like try to get this video out because it is a Sunday ramble, and I wanted to, and I told you guys in my last video that I was going to do one, and I just had a lot of technical problems today, you guys. I really did not think that I would get this out. So I was actually thinking that, well, maybe I can post it on Monday and call it a Monday ramble. But it did work out finally. It's a very late one, but you know what? Even though it was a day where I had a lot of technical problems, maybe, but you know what? I wasn't really frustrated. I just left it alone and went and did other things, and I had a pretty good day today. It was very relaxing, very peaceful, very quiet. Even though none of this wanted to work. But we kind of, I feel like I'm growing up. I didn't let it bother me. So today I wanted to talk about my 5 healthy habits that I started this year. And that's all because of my struggles with my insurance carrier. Uh, I feel like, I've had this insurance now for the second year in a row from with my work. And I feel like I'm paying, but I'm not getting anything back. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm paying this insurance, and but they're not really giving me anything. I have no use for it, for any of it. As you guys know, they've been denying a lot of my CT scans, and so yeah, so it's kind of weird for me because I'm going on 13 years. Next month in May it will be 13 years that since I've been diagnosed with cancer, and my 4 bouts with cancer that came during that time. But in all of this time I ended up being I would go back to my oncologist, whether it was every 3 months or whether every 6 months. It depended on how well I was doing. I've I've gone for my tests from all my would have complete full tests every every 3 to 6 months, and there's a security net in that, because there's a lot of security there, because even if you're still in remission, you feel like, whew, wow, I got another 3 to 6 months before I have to go through this again, where I'm good. And even if your cancer is back, you caught it early enough where you felt confident that you could deal with this and win. So when that stopped in this last year and a half since I've had an actual CT scan or a PET scan done, um, all I have to rely on is just a physical um, exam from my doctor, from my oncologist, and some lab work. So I feel almost naked, like I don't have that security blanket anymore. And then I've been thinking to myself that maybe what's really happening is, my faith is going through a test of its own. We can proclaim to be strong in our faith when things are going great. When things are going great, we're great. We have a lot of faith and trust. So I feel like now, with all this uncertainty in my life, I feel like I have to learn to walk the walk when it comes to my faith. But anyway, so I decided that this year in January I would start like to do all that I could possibly do in regards to my health. Um, since I can't really rely on the old things I used to do, right, with all the testings, I thought, let me see, what can I do to make sure that I stay as healthy as I can be. So I started these 5 habits. I didn't even know they were 5 habits until I have actually sat down and wrote them down, and I was like, oh, there really are like 5 habits that I started this year. So the first thing I noticed about myself at the beginning of the year is that I've had a lot of stress in my life, and especially in the last year, I was really stressed out, and I could see that I would get upset very easily, and I could almost feel my blood pressure just rise. And that actually ended up, every time I did go to the doctor, I could see my blood pressure, my numbers were going higher. And I've always had great blood pressure, you guys. I've never had a problem any of my life. I mean, all of my life, any of my bouts with cancer, I've had great readings, and suddenly my readings were going up, and that really bothered me. So I told myself, I am going to lower the stress levels in my life. I am going to make sure that my blood pressure goes back to what it was 2 years ago. So I started, well, what can I do? What can I do to make that happen? What relaxes me? How can I get rid of these stresses? So I started, doing like adult coloring books, and I made time to, do more crocheting because that relaxes me. But I also started journaling, and I started doing journaling like, nothing fancy like you have a lot of these channels do. I am not an artistic person. But I did do like I took my color pencils and I did my, like a planner kind of journal, for the week. And it kind of started out as that. And then one day, when I was binge watching all these YouTube channels, all of a sudden it was like this week that everybody had problems. And they had like a lot of issues, and people would be um, when they be doing their videos, they'd be like, oh yeah, I have this problem or I have that. And they would request prayers. So I started writing prayers in this journal. And then, I would go to work and people would have issues there, and I would write again in this journal. So my journaling kind of ended up where it started like a planner. It turned into a prayer journal, and then it turned into like a memory journal where I was, putting any thank you cards or any birthday cards. Then this journal became like my daily written vlog that was just for me, you know, and I really enjoyed it. And I noticed, now here I am in April, how much calmer I am. And I thought, wow, that really did work. Only you don't see it in the beginning. When you're first doing it in January or February, you see it much later, the effect of when you choose to make an effort into being calmer or de-stressing your life. So that's the first thing I did. And I really think that that made a huge, huge difference. Now, you can choose something else. You can do other things. You can write. You can, whatever, you can color. You can draw. Whatever it is that you like to do, sewing. But you have to have something that will help you with your stress. Whether that's even, one of my bosses at work, he is from Belize, so he loves to play dominoes. And like every Friday, it is Friday evening after work, it is dominoes night, and nothing interferes with dominoes night. And and because he needs that to de-stress. So that's my first thing. And that's what I would suggest to anyone. You have to have something to de-stress from every day, whatever that may be. Now, the second thing I decided on doing, that it was all I've struggled with all of my life, but I knew that this is something I had to finally conquer, and that is exercising, working out. And I knew that I had to implement something. I am 55 years old. I noticed that my joints, my arthritis, like right now with all this rain and cold, damp weather, I am hurting all over. And I know that my weight puts a lot of stress on that. So I know I need to do something. I need to be more flexible. I need to do something to help me with my balance. Because as we age, we lose all that. We lose our balance. We lose our joints, our muscles, everything. We lose everything. And our bones become brittle. Like, we have to do something. But I didn't want to be doing, Pilates and like yoga. I am 55 years old, guys. I can't do these things. I can't be jumping up like Richard Simmons and, doing aerobics. So I actually have my daughter to thank. She found me this great channel actually on YouTube. It's called Paula B, and it's for women over 50. And every day you kind of can do like a 20-minute workout. And it could be something simple. And it is very simple. There's no jumping, there's no up and down constantly. You're down on the ground, on the floor, on the carpet, you're getting up, it is for women that are over 50 and our needs and what we need. So I have started that. That was my second thing I started. Now, I have yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go on and say what I was going to say next. So my third thing goes in with my number one, and that was my journaling. I started journaling to de-stress. I wanted to simplify my life. I wanted to make sure that I don't have these stresses, that I don't have any of these, the drama in my life or anything. So I wanted to simplify my life as much as possible. And that even meant that if I have to give up something for the day, and that basically is a schedule. I am a very scheduled person. So I like to make schedules for every day every day. But sometimes you're just not going to make that schedule. Sometimes you just need to, relax. Sometimes you need to sleep in. So I made a point of living my life a little bit simpler. That was a choice that I chose for this year. I am not going to worry about that. I'm not going to worry about if I have a vlog out every day. I am not going to worry about if I have if I'm writing on my blog every day. I'm just not. I'm going to do what I can. I'm not going to worry about crocheting every day and making sure if that means I have to sleep in today and do absolutely nothing for my own peace of mind, that's what I'm going to do. I am going to live as simply as I can. So that was my number 3. My number 4, I've been doing this on and off for like the last 13 years. And I shouldn't say on and off. I have decided to change my eating habits and eat a lot healthier. And what I mean that it's taken like all these years is because you don't do this overnight. You start very slowly. You start by saying, I'm going to stop drinking soda or pop. I'm not going to eat fast food. Or I'm going to give up canned goods, or I'm going to give up sugar, whatever it is. You're starting slowly, and then once you kind of overcame that fact that you don't need maybe soda in every day, then you choose something else. So I've gotten really good, and I did a couple blogs last year on this too, where I was talking about a food diary and things like that, and I am like 95% of the way there, or where I want to be. I still have some issues, with how I eat and all, because I have this problem where I don't refuse food that I've given up. So if you were to come up to me and say, "Hey, I got some McDonald's fries, you want them?" I'd be like, "Yeah," even though I know I probably will not feel good afterwards when I eat them. So that's that 3% that I don't know how to refuse and say, "No, I don't need them. They're not good for me." So that's my number 4. I decided that this year I'm going to really tackle that. And I've been really good. I've been really good because at work we have that sweet table that every single day people put stuff in that sweet table, and it drives me crazy. I'd be walking past it and there it is, and I would just go there right away. But I haven't done it this year, and I'm really happy with myself. I'm happy with that. So I'm trying. I'm losing my light here, guys. I'm looking all pink. And the number 5 that I started this year is because this is something very telling about my own self. You know how you look in a mirror and you really got to look at yourself sometimes and see for how you are now. You may look at me and think, and I get this a lot where people think I'm very positive, and I am. And I tell you, I love people that I love people. When I love someone, I love them. But I don't love people I don't like. if that makes sense to anyone. If you're a Christian, like I am a Christian, for us Christians, that's a big deal for us to love all people. I don't love all people. I have a hard time um, loving people that I don't care for. And by that I mean, um, I don't pray for people that I don't like. And I've noticed that about myself, that, when I care about you, if I like you as a person, I will I will put in a whole 150%. But I don't do that for people that I don't care for or I don't know. So as a Christian, that I always felt that, well, that's something I'm lacking. I need to learn to pray for everyone. And you know what I mean? And that is something that I have not known how to do. Even the people that I don't care for or they irritate me. And usually those are the people that I work with. So I've started this year to make a point, and that goes back to my journal, especially when somebody, and I've been doing this, and you may think I'm crazy, but especially if they irk me or they do something to hurt me, I will take a scrap of paper and I will write out a prayer for them, and I will release it. I know that sounds nuts, but I would write on that paper, what that hurt was and how it's okay. I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm going to release it. And Lord, I hope you bless them, even though they have hurt me. And then I will go, take that scrap of paper when I get home and write it in my journal. But it's really helped me, I think. You know how when we are upset with someone, we carry it with us wherever we go. We'll take that with us. So I am learning that I've noticed that when I do that, when I write it down, it's like I'm releasing it, and I get over it quicker. How's that? So that's what I've been doing this year. I've been trying to really work on myself, and I feel that all these things matter. Now you may think, what is loving people have to do with and de-stressing have to do with your cancer? Well, I believe we need to be healthy, not only have a physical healthy, like a healthy body. We need to be mentally healthy. We have to be spiritually healthy. I believe it's all connected, and we have to be that way for us to be whole, to be complete. And so I'm not stressed. I want to be whole. I don't want to be where I'm like like a sieve where I'm pouring. It's leaking out all this good stuff that I want to keep in, but it's all coming out because I'm full of holes. So anyway, you guys, that's all I wanted to share with you guys today, is just my 5 healthy habits that I'm trying to work on myself. And maybe at the end of the year, we'll do like an update. Did I go, how did I do on my healthy habits? But so far, my 2 big ones that I'm really, really proud of myself with is my exercising and my eating habits, my eating healthy. I would like to eat healthy all the time. That is my goal. I would love to eat healthy all the time. Well, I better go, you guys, because I am turning pink. My pink shirt, my pink face, everything is like turning pink right now. I'm losing my light because it's late. So you guys, if you have anything that you started this year, I would love to know. Are you doing something similar that I am? Or maybe you started something different. Maybe you want to grow your channel more. Maybe you want to, uh, you know, I know it may fall in, seem like it's part of your goals, but it's not. This is something that we want to do and maybe keep doing. Working on ourselves is an ongoing project. We're never done. So anyway, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the Sunday, even though it's almost over. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.